Women Now is brought to you by CalCoast Financial, Intero, Yup TV, Anil Gulati, Savan, Sea Bazaar, and El Camino Real Hospital.
Good morning, viewers. Welcome to Women Now. Thank you for joining us here today. We have a special show for you as we talk to you about Tiecon. Now, did you know that Tiecon is one of the largest entrepreneurial conferences that happens here in Silicon Valley? This year, May 15th and May 16th, mark your calendars to join us at the Santa Clara Convention Center.
Becoming a successful entrepreneur has very little to do with the school you graduated from, nor does it have anything to do with where you came from or your economic position. It's not about your intellect, your degree, your ideas, or even the goals that you have set for yourself. If you wish to reach the point where nothing can stop you from creating what your vision is, there's only one way. Reach far within yourself. It is inside you.
Did you know that Tiecon is the world's largest entrepreneurship conference? Today, let's meet with some of the behind-the-scenes key players who bring us this conference to learn more about Tiecon and its impact on entrepreneurship and technology and innovation.
TIE started about 21 years ago. And when it started, it was a pioneer organization in terms of its focus on entrepreneurship.
Well, viewers, as promised, we have with us BJ Arun, who is a serial entrepreneur and the convener for Tiecon 2015. Arun, welcome to the show.
Hello, thank you so much for having me. It's wonderful to see you again. And I've heard so many great things about the show, and it's my first time, and I'm truly excited to be here today.
Thank you so much. We are glad to have you and excited as well for Tiecon 2015. Now, tell me what's happening at Tiecon this year.
You know, Tiecon every year gets bigger and better, and 2015 is no different. Last year, 2014, we had about 4,000 attendees, huge sponsorship. This time, we're going to try and exceed all of those numbers. And we already have more than enough registrations and sponsorship to blow away last year's numbers as well. And what we also do at Tiecon is we actually try and pick the hottest trends for the marketplace. And this way what happens is when our attendees come, they get to listen to speakers or experts in those fields and get some ideas going on their own.
So talking about trends, what's trending this year?
Sure. So we actually have 2 days of Tiecon. So we have Friday and Saturday. So Friday we have 3 tracks, and the tracks are we have cloud computing, we have IoT. IoT stands for Internet of Things, and then we have data economy. So these are 3 all-day tracks on Friday, and on Saturday we have a whole day track about entrepreneurship. And we always have that common theme of entrepreneurship because TIE is about entrepreneurship and fostering entrepreneurship. And so we have entrepreneurship, and then we also have online education. Online education is also pretty hot. And then we also have oil and gas, which is something new. But we are again trying to bring new trends into the sector, into the valley, because oil and gas is primarily pretty big in places like Texas. But we also want to bring some new opportunities to our attendees.
Now let's switch this around a little bit. From an attendee perspective, outside of all the tracks that are happening and the panel discussions and all of that, the education, what else can an attendee expect from Tiecon?
Personally for me, and I think this applies to many people who come to Tiecon, the biggest advantage of coming to Tiecon is the power of the network. When you come to an event where there are close to 5,000 people with similar aspirations, right? Everybody there is very dynamic. They all have entrepreneurial ambitions. And you don't necessarily even have to be an entrepreneur to come to Tiecon. You could be working in a large company, but you actually do get inspired by listening to people and by connecting with other people of similar mindset. Some of the things we do, for example, is we offer luncheons called Birds of a Feather. So when you register for Tiecon, you don't just go and have lunch with 5,000 people or thousands of people. You actually get to choose who you want to have lunch with.
That's interesting.
So if I say I have interest in the IoT, right, Internet of Things, I actually say, you know what, I'd like to dine with people who have interest in IoT. So then you're actually having lunch with 200 or 300 people from that sector. So chances are whoever you're sitting next to is going to be somebody from that sector. So you could potentially find your investor, you could find your co-founder, or you could find your next employer. So it's just a great, great opportunity to network. And I think that is the biggest advantage of a conference like this.
Well, Arun, I think you're doing a very interesting thing this year, which is focusing on diversity, gender diversity, ethnic diversity, and we would like to see a diverse audience at Tiecon. And every year I go, I find a new group of people, and you introduced the youth panel for the last couple of years, and love seeing them and their energy. Now, what are you doing about attracting more women at the conference?
So you're right, absolutely right. And I think this is something not recognized just by TIE, but in general, the whole industry is recognizing that we need more women in the workplace. We need more women entrepreneurs. And so some of the things we have done this year as a start is that we have mandated that at least 20% of all speakers in any of the tracks have to be women. And this is a mandate. So the track chairs who put these programs together, they need to at least have 20%. A lot of tracks it's a lot more. But eventually we would like to see it get up to 50-50. And so that's something we did on as far as the speakers are concerned. As far as attendees are concerned, we've actually gone ahead and made serious efforts in trying to recruit women to come. So we actually have teams of people we call our outreach group. And these people actually actively go reach out to women's organizations and try and have them send their delegates or their attendees to the conference. And the last thing we have done, and I think this is probably the best thing that TIE could have done, is we have slashed registration rates for women to really very attractive levels. And so I think that's something that also shows our commitment for gender diversity. We're just not paying lip service. We actually have made it so sort of cost effective for them to come that it's a no-brainer.
Well, I hope that got your entrepreneurial blood a little bit churning. We're going to find out more about Tiecon when we visit there on May 15th and May 16th. In the meantime, like us on Facebook, Womennow TV, or send us an email at info@womennow.tv as to what you want to see on the show. We'll see you next week, same time, same place. Till then, you know what to do. Keep thinking.